Hey, Enchanted Tribe, what's up? It's your favorite witch on the internet, Emma the Enchantress. Welcome to my podcast, episode 5 of Elevate. This podcast recording is a little different because I'm on the road. But I was inspired and I've promised myself to give myself the creative and artistic freedom of sharing whenever inspiration hits me. My business is completely intuitively run, it's completely been built on creativity, and those are the vibes of my whole business. So you can expect lots of content from me just on the fly. It just engages authenticity, it promotes credibility, in my opinion. I love content that's just shared from pure healing and from pure insights because you've been in it, and that's what my content represents to me. So I appreciate you find value in it too, because the stuff that I share with such a purpose and such love behind it because of the profound change that it brought into my own life. I am a single mom of 3. I was working 90-hour work weeks, constantly away from home, juggling being a single mom, juggling a career, juggling trying to be wealthy. Who knew that the real wealth consciousness would happen when I had nothing? When my bank account statements reflected 0 is when I felt truly wealthy. And lately my content has been reflecting that. It's been reflecting the power of manifestation. And I call myself a witch. I'm a practicing witch. I call myself a practitioner of the energetic arts. And I practice my magic every single day. I'm extremely psychic. And being psychic has actually worked hand in hand with manifestation. And the reason why is because it's all energy connection, right? So being psychic, I can tap into the energy current. However, if I don't like what I'm seeing, I use manifestation to change the energy current, to alchemize it into my favor. So being psychic is such a blessing. This isn't a special gift. I feel like I am so happy to be alive in the time that I am now, because I feel like so many people are tapping into their quote-unquote witchy side, and I love that because we are all souls and we are all connected to something bigger than what we see. And all you have to do to tap into that power, to tap into that, is to just simply accept it and be it. That was what started my journey, was just investigation and just knowing that there had to be something more, and just trusting where I was led to learn. So you just tapping into content like this is you tapping in to that soul part of you that just knows. And like, I see you. I am so excited for you because that is the beginning of it all. That is where it starts. So yes, magic and manifestation go hand in hand. Yes, science and magic go hand in hand. They are meant to be the same. It's our limiting beliefs that have separated science and spirituality. It's our limiting beliefs as a culture, as a collective, that have separated spirituality from wealth. They go hand in hand, and I'm a representation of that. So this podcast episode I'm going to film also on my YouTube channel with the same kind of message. I'm doing a 30-day manifestation magic life transformation challenge, and it's been incredible. Today is marking, I believe, day 4, and in such a short amount of time, I blame it on the new moon energy in Pisces that we just had. In such a short amount of time, my life has been transformed. And when I started this challenge, I'll admit, I had limiting beliefs. I was like, how the hell am I supposed to commit to posting every single day, plus run multiple businesses? I'm also creating businesses with my children, and just maintain a high vibe lifestyle. Like, I don't want to be strapped to my desk and constantly producing. I want to inhale creativity. I want to travel. I want to just laze around. I want to spend the day reading. Like, I have plans. I can't just be constantly producing. But once I saw that limiting belief for what it was, I was able to shift the energy and be like, no, I am a creative. I am a passionate, beautiful creative. I'm an artist. This comes naturally to me. Making money, producing content is as easy as breathing air. And since I switched that mindset for myself, it has been. It really has been. I've been doing YouTube for over a year and I have never felt so inspired. And my views, they're not even high. They're still, if anything, they're lower than they've ever been. And I know exactly why that is. And on Monday, I structure my weeks according to the cosmos, and I have on my website, be sure to check it out, a planetary alignment planner where you work with the cosmos to schedule your weekly routine. This has helped me tremendously. I created this schedule with high functioning entrepreneurs in mind, and anyone who has used it has given me the most beautiful feedback about just the flow in their life, the ease, taking all of this pressure off their shoulders of what they have to do in the day, because it's like, no, don't have resistance in your life. If it's not aligned, just don't do it. That is that abundant thinking. That's that wealth conscious thinking. You got more time. Lack thinking is thinking you don't have enough time. You need to put abundant thinking in every area of your life. That's why manifestation is a lifestyle. It is not just an intention, it's a lifestyle. It starts with the intention. Actually, it starts with the thought. It starts with the curiosity. It starts with listening to stuff like this and be like, what is this girl talking about? Why is she so happy? It starts with stuff like that. And then it becomes a lifestyle. And it's a constant, every moment, go moment by moment. Don't put pressure on yourself and like, oh my God, I had a really down day. Now all the energy is like effed up and like it's just not going to work for me. Don't do that. Every moment is magical and every moment is an opportunity of expansion and elevation. The world is so beautiful that way. So you could have been feeling really down in the dumps a minute ago. That's okay. As soon as you shift that energy, as soon as you heal it with positivity and high vibes, that's all that you need to be back on the right track. So it's habitual. And I wanted to share with you today a story about how I chose my higher vibe and how it played out for me. Because I was struggling this morning. I have not generated the income that I know I'm supposed to be generating as of yet. But I also understand why. My life is supposed to be a blank canvas at this point so that I can just share how manifesting works with literally zero resources. Because I want to share this to everybody. I want everyone to be able to relate to this. Because I know in my manifestation journey, when I'm watching influencers talk about manifestation, they're already there. They're millionaires. They are beautiful. They're literally a vision board, right? And what they're speaking is truth. It is truth, guys. I'm applying it in my life now. It's just an average stay at home single mom who's just trying to make it I'm just trying to pay my bills. Like real talk, I'm just trying to pay my bills. And that's how it all started, was that mentality. I'm just trying to pay my bills. But I have learned so many things about expanding my mind, limiting beliefs, healing trauma and energy that holds me back, tapping into energy that may be like holding me back. Like the list goes on. This is why it's called a journey. There's so many elements to elevating. There's so many elements. The affirmation today is I am elevating. Simple as that. I am elevating, because you are. Every single day when you wake up and you make that conscious choice to elevate, you are elevating. It is as easy as breathing air. It's not a struggle. Spiritual growth, self-development, it is not a struggle. Change that mindset. That's a limiting belief, thinking it's hard to be dedicated, it's hard to be passionate, it's hard to be in my purpose, it's hard to be a creative. I thought that too. That's a limiting belief that needs to be shifted. If you find that you think that way, just simply change the programming with the subconscious work that I talk about all the time: affirmations, meditations, body work, energy work, somatic movement, deep breathing, meditation, writing. All of these things put us into our purpose. All of these things help the message just be so crystal clear. It's consistency. It is just consistency and intention, and that is how you tap in. So I have been living this blank canvas lifestyle, which is completely different from my old vibe. I have always been a hustler mentality. I have always been financially successful. I have always made it happen. I've always had the the like people in my life, I was the one who was loaning money. I was the one that people would come to for financial advice. That was always me. So when that was removed from me, I saw how much of my identity I put in that, and how much I felt the need to financially provide for people because I didn't feel like I was enough. And how sad is that? And this was reflected in relationships. I was attracting men that I was supporting. Excuse me? I'm a princess these days. I am soft girl era. I am the one that is supported. My nurturing vibe is enough. I just show up now. And just that healing has brought such tremendous impact in my life. That's a whole other podcast episode. Self-love really is where manifestation is the most powerful. Manifestation is not going to reach any kind of energy component without self-love behind it. You have to fully believe, you have to have the audacity that what you are asking for and what you are wanting is because you deserve it and it's yours. You have to just come in full audacity and be like, yeah, that's mine. I am delusional. Like, I've heard that on the internet about being delulu because it comes true Lou, and it's like so true. So I'm living that right now. I am straight up delusional, and it's been working. And that's why I'm so excited to share this story with you and not even feel any kind of shame or any kind of shyness when I open up about where I'm at right now and what's been going on, where the old Emma would have felt so much shame and would never have wanted to speak about her financial situation if it wasn't worth bragging about. But I've had an ego death. I've had ego deaths every day of my life for the past year and a half, to be honest. It's been tough. It's been rough. But once I switched my mindset and removed any shame that I had of things that were coming up and instead looked at it with love, that's alchemizing the energy, baby. And that's manifestation. So I'm going to tell you how this week has been going, because I started this week with, I have lots of opportunities for income. I have generated so many pathways for money to flow to me seamlessly. It's only a matter of time kind of vibe, because I have structured myself to receive money in at least a dozen different avenues. And I'm really excited for those things to take momentum. So I've just been like tapping in and being like, hey, universe, spirit, why has it not happened for me yet? Like, I feel aligned. I feel passionate. I feel like everything that I'm doing is correct. So why haven't I seen my resources pop off? Why am I not financially independent as of yet? And I heard that I am to be an example of what manifestation is and how it can take effect with literally nothing. You can be living on the streets. When I say that last month, that was a concern of mine, I am being as vulnerable as possible. I was forced to do the mental work and to figure my stuff out, because that was a reality for me. I could have been on the streets with my kids. And instead of taking that as a curse or as a slam or something negative, I was like, okay, this is not my reality. I am stepping away from this reality. This is remnants of old energy when Emma worried about money, when lack was prevalent in my life. This is not the energy that I want. So I had to step out of that worry, because where energy goes, energy flows. And I'll be damned if I'm on the streets with my children. I refuse. Being in that situation in my life where that was a valid concern is because I want to speak to everyone. If you have access to listen to this podcast, you are blessed beyond measure. Blessed beyond measure. If you have access to tap into content and to get inspiration, even when you are feeling the most desolate and the destitute, you are blessed beyond measure. And I can say that without any ignorance, because I have been in positions where I have had nothing. And I've had to find my blessings to generate that energy to create more blessings. That is the hardest part. Getting over your own mind is the hardest part. Once you've been able to master your mind, everything flows. Okay? So, mastering your mind, meditation, gratitude, being delusional, ignoring what you're seeing in your reality if it's not what you want, knowing that what you see right now is simply because of not knowing better. And don't blame yourself for that. Give yourself grace. Shame is one of the lowest vibrations. Change that energy of shame with love. Alchemize that energy and pour love into your soul. I didn't know better. That's okay. I do now. And I'm excited for what tomorrow. I'm excited for what next 5 minutes. I'm excited for right now. I'm excited for what this new energy is going to bring to me with this fresh perspective. Have that audacity. Yeah, I might be on the street right now, but that doesn't matter. That's not me. Yeah, I might not have enough to pay my rent, but that doesn't matter. That's not me. I know that I'm someone who pays their bills easily. I am someone who doesn't even think about bills. I don't even have to look at the date it's due. Everything is on auto, whatever, taken out of my bank. I don't even think about it. That's my new reality. And it will catch up to you. I promise you, because I've seen it. So back to my story. This week, I started out the week, I had nothing to my name, maybe a couple bucks. I was able to pull off a birthday for my daughter, and this is just pure magic. It is pure magic. Every dream she had for her birthday was done. She had the birthday of her dreams. I was able to constantly feed my family every single day, beautiful meals, not only us, but share them with people. I was able to pay over $800 of expenses that were coming out of my account this week. I I just saw a hawk as I'm filming. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Ancestors are near. I am the witchy vibes, like I take signs everywhere. So I was able to also, I had a dentist appointment at the end of the week, and I was able to cover that as well. Like literally miraculously, because I told myself it was going to happen. I took the choice every single day to step into my higher vibration and just not worry about how it was going to happen. And it was almost fun. It's fun. It's gotten fun. And even this morning, I had to make the choice. I had to make the choice to step into my higher vibe because I was supplied with the money to go to the dentist. And after the dentist and after another bill, blah, 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 I would have had maybe like $40 left. And it's the weekend. Like the kids and I, we've been doing like a dinner out every Friday. It's the weekend. I am desiring to take my kids out shopping. I want to have fun before March break ends. And my lower vibe was like, well, you do have a couple $100 here. Maybe you should just hold on to it in case more doesn't happen. You do need groceries for the weekend at least, like back to school food. Like, you should hold on to this. You should cancel your dentist. And I was like, that just doesn't feel aligned. I don't want to be that person that cancels last minute. I've made a commitment. I know my higher vibe keeps up with their dentist appointments. It's important. It's an investment. So I was in the middle of my story and I got interrupted by a phone call, and it's 10:10 right now. I'm going to tell you something. This is how magical my life is. My life is like a movie. When I say I have channeled main character energy, you know what all of those girlies talk about? That's like, I have channeled that. My life is a movie. And it's because of these truths that I'm sharing with you. Okay, so let me just keep my ADHD in check real quick while I tell you this story. So, the dentist and my lower vibe was telling me all of these negative, yes, truths. Yes, they were truths. Of course, it lined up with my reality at the time. But I've also decided to make a conscious effort to choose my higher vibration every time. And point blank, period, my higher vibe does not cancel appointments. She respects people's time and she respects her time and she holds fast to her word and does not cancel appointments. So I made the choice this morning that I was going to go to the dentist. And I didn't know how I was going to afford the rest of my life, but I was going to go to the dentist. I had the funds supplied, and when the funds were given to me, they were actually specifically said for the dentist, which was funny because it's almost like the universe. So I made the choice, and anything that was coming up that was holding me back from doing the dentist, when I took my shower, I just washed it off. I just used water energy and cleansed those limiting beliefs that I didn't have enough, that this was a bad decision, that I wasn't listening to my intuition, and just all of that. I just cleansed it off. And I was like, no, I know what's best for me. I am highly intuitive. I am one of the most psychic people I know. I am 110% going to the dentist because I just know any desire that I want is going to happen. I'm not a master manifester to just pay my bills and get by. I'm a master manifester to travel the world and have fun and spoil myself and my children. I'm going to put this to the test, and I'm going to share it with my followers how this is another success story in my life, because success for me is easy. That was the vibe. So as I'm getting all ready, and 20 minutes before my appointment, so I was literally just going out the door, I get a message on my family group chat saying that a family cat that we've had for 20 plus years may potentially be put down. And my mom, she's been housing the cat, and she was going to take it to the vets. And I called her, like, you going by yourself? And she said yes. And I couldn't let her do that by herself. So I knew that this was a choice for my higher self. When I'm a millionaire, you think I'm going to go to the dentist versus supporting my own parent when they're going through an emotional crisis? So that was a valid reason for me to call the dentist and be like, look, I was just heading out the door. A family cat, she's 20 plus years. I gave them the story, and the girl on the phone, bless her heart, was like, oh my God, of course, take care of yourself. So I didn't end up going to the dentist. So I'm on the way to meet my mom at the vet, and I get inspired to create this podcast to just share that situation. And as I'm speaking, I get a call from my mom. I got interrupted. I got a call from my mom. The cat is okay. In fact, she's quite healthy. She just had a little bit of vertigo or something going on. And not only that, but she blessed me with a full tank of gas. So I have more money than I left home with. And I'm just laughing because it's things like this that happen constantly to me. This happens constantly because I make the choice to be my higher self as much as possible. And I give myself the grace when I find it a struggle to be. And I show myself love when I feel like I just can't do it. I just give myself love instead of judgment. I give myself grace. And that is the secret to manifestation. The self-love, know you deserve it, have the audacity, and make the choice every single day to be that person, every single moment even. It is a lifestyle. It's how you should live your life, on pure magic. That's how I've been living my life, on pure magic. And it's been working, and it will always work. And I am so excited to share with you guys bigger stories other than just having necessities covered, because I know that's not my future. I am not someone to just get by. I am Emma. And now I am Emma the Enchantress. And I have the audacity. And I have the power. And I have the self-awareness. And I have the self-love. And I have the dream. And that is all it takes, is to crush those limiting beliefs, think bigger. And that's not easy when you've been raised in poverty, when you've been raised in a culture of hustle, when you've been raised in almost a culture that looks down on you when you have a soft life. Let's be real. Western culture does. We don't take time off for siestas like some smart countries of the world. We are constantly on the move. We're constantly hustling. We're constantly grinding. So this kind of life that I've called in for myself is unusual. It's not accepted. And I had to struggle with that because I was raised with the belief that the only way to success is uphill, is through struggle, is through perseverance. Yeah, and I have rewritten those beliefs for myself and taken on truth of what my higher vibe feels, and it is that it is easy. And as soon as I switched that thinking, within a day, I saw how easy it really is. So that's the story for today. That is the episode of this. And I think sometimes I just get lost for words because I can't believe I'm living my life like this. I just can't. I cannot believe I'm living a life that's so easy. I have had a difficult life my entire existence, from my birth up until maybe the last year and a half. And even then, my spiritual journey has been difficult. The shadow work, the isolation, the stagnation. If you know, you know. It's not easy. Getting over your own mind is the hardest part. And once you're able to learn truths on mastering your mind and taking control of your thoughts and taking control of all of that, as soon as you are able to do that, things just fall into place. You entered the flow. I talked about in my last podcast episode with the ebb and the flow. And I actually got a question about that. What is the ebb? And I apologize if I didn't make it clear. Sometimes, not sometimes, all the times, like I mentioned earlier with my content, it is just vibes. Like I do just share as the thought comes, and I just speak to you as if I'm speaking to you face to face. I cannot function with the script. I cannot function with a content plan. If I wake up inspired, that's my content plan. And sharing things with you, sometimes I may have gaps in my descriptions or in the knowledge I'm trying to get across. So my apologies. The ebb and flow from last episode podcast, the ebb of life is the slow movements of life. And the flow of life is when things are in momentum, when you feel good, when you're like, yes, this is clicking, this is connecting. Where the ebb is, like I was talking about, shadow work and healing and isolation and just being on your own maybe. Or like I feel that I've just left the ebb of my life, and I feel that I am coming into the flow. And I can best describe the ebb is a slow time, is a time of not much momentum in your life. Sometimes you, oh my God, I just saw an eagle walking in a field as I'm driving. a like a What are they called? The bald eagle, like the white head. Wow. Wow. Just walking in a field looking all Reginald. When does that happen? When does that happen? Yeah, the universe is speaking. If we just open up our eyes and our ears to all of the messages, the universe communicates with us every day, every moment. It sends us guidance. It sends us messages. And that has been what I've taken the most encouragement from during my ebb time of my life, is communication with myself, with the cosmos, with the universe, with energies, and just being guided and just learning how beautiful life is and how much synchronicity show up when we are connected. And it has gotten me through. If I didn't have magic, I wouldn't be the Emma that you know today. I wouldn't be on this path at all. There were so many times that I fell into a dark headspace that I was actually nervous how I was going to get out of it. And it makes me emotional because I think of what I would have left behind if I had chosen to just give in to that darkness. And I understand depression. I understand anxiety. I understand struggle, because that was me. That was my nature. And those things don't just go away. That is why it's the choice every single day. And you have the strength to do that. And when you feel like you don't, just ask for the strength. Even if you don't feel like anyone's listening, putting in that intention of finding strength is going to show you things like what I just saw. A bald eagle in a field. An eagle. I'm going to Google what the actual meaning is, but it's like, to me, just resonating quickly is a symbol of strength, a symbol of wisdom, a symbol of power. And in a desolate winter field, A field represents prosperity and abundance. That eagle hanging out there, looking for food, looking for prey, looking at its surroundings, not even worrying about being the prey, like that's significant to me because that is exactly how I feel. And universe reflected how I feel and showed me a very powerful truth. I've said this before, the universe is a mirror. How you feel is what you are going to see in your life. Point blank, period. This episode was fire. I am so happy to connect with you guys. I'm so happy to connect with myself and have a platform to share these truths with, changing the world every episode. Thank you for tuning in. Send me a DM on Instagram, Emma_the Enchantress. Let me know how this episode resonated. Let me know how it hit home. I respond to my DMs. I love hearing from you. That being said, I'm not one for small talk. Like if we connect over energy or over something that's happening or content I've shared, I love that. But the conversation isn't going to be carried with another, how's your day? Like I don't do that. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I have the audacity. I don't do that. I don't engage in small talk. Every conversation I have is elevating. Every conversation I have either makes me money, brings me emotional healing, or expands my mind and my spirituality. That's just how I function. I don't do small talk. And the few people in my circle are well aware of that. So please don't take it any kind of way if I don't get back to you after we've had a fire conversation and connected, and then you come back with me like, how are you? How's your day? I just don't do that. I just don't. That's not me. But I do love connection, and I do love hearing from other people who are on the same path or who are on different vibes but connect with some kind of thing that I'm sharing. I love hearing that. And as a creative who's just starting creating her tribe and creating her presence and her brand, I am so open to feedback, and I'm so open to hearing your experiences and hearing what hits home, hearing questions you have. I love those conversations. So please fill my DMs with conversations like that. Emma_the Enchantress. This is the best community on the internet, the Enchanted Tribe. We are living magical, beautiful lives because we are magic and we are connected and we are aware of that power. I am elevating. I'm elevating. Universal love.